Some tips on tweaking your meetings to make them more effective. And these are all trends again. There's just a couple things that I would say, and the things that I see as really critical are maybe slightly different than Steve looks at it. And again, you have to see what works for you. I would take all your reports and put them in the consent agenda portion. But one way to do that, to make sure that everybody really gets what you're talking about, is you also have in your packet it's a worksheet for evaluating recommendations. And what this does is it makes sure, you know, we used to get, I worked for an organization that we had these discussions that we used to call the tuna fish egg salad question. Lunches would always be either tuna fish or egg salad. And somebody would come in and say, at the event, we're going to serve tuna fish. And somebody would launch into this long discussion about, did you consider having egg salad? And so if you can do this recommendations worksheet, what it does is say to the board, we have thought about egg salad. We decided to serve tuna fish. And here's why. We considered the ramifications. Here's our rationale. Here are our pros. Here are our cons. Here's the costs that we anticipate it's going to come out to. Here's the staffing we believe it's going to take to make this successful. Here's the committees that should be brought in to work on this to make it successful. And you'll notice, does this tie into our strategic plan? Is this in line with our mission? Is this in line with our vision? So that when this comes back to the board, first of all, this is easy. It's not the narrative that can run on for pages and pages and pages that people don't want to read. It's very simple. It's right there. They know exactly where to go for the pros and cons. They know exactly where to go to see how it aligns with the vision. So it's a very easy thing to look at and say that, yes, the group did the job they were told to do, and we can make an up or down decision on this based on what's there. So it makes it easy to put that into the consent agenda portion of the page. I think, and I'm going to talk about each of these items, that board education really should be at every meeting. I'm a real big one on board education, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, I love Steve's concept of the red wine section. I've always called it the by the way talk, but I think I'm going to adopt the red wine session. I love it. And that's part of how you do the environmental scan. So we're going to talk about that. The executive's worst nightmare, I think, should be part of it. The substantive discussion, which we've discussed earlier, and the self-assessment at every board meeting. I think those really are your components.